how you are going to break the world record for sleeping with the most men in one day.
I'm trying to get 1,000 guys 24 hours. My plan kind of is it needs to be a room with 2 doors is what we're trying to work out. Like, the logistics of this is insane. Because one thing, it's hard enough getting 1,000 guys together. It's another thing actually like making sure they all do it in the time limit. So honestly, I'm just hoping for like a conveyor belt of like, they need to kind of like walk in the room, one pump in, one pump out, and then leave.
What's the current world record though?
It's 919. But I want to get to 1,000 because like 900 is weak. You may as well have got to 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
24 hours though.
This is why I'm training. I've done the 100. I'm doing 300 in like a few weeks.
It's like a boxing match.
It really is. It really is. But I think as long as they're in out, going to be pretty quick. I think I'll get sore towards the end, but I think I've got the right determination just to be able to push on.
So, aiming for a world record in speed dating, but with a twist more like a conveyor belt of questionable life choices.
Wait, sweetie, can you tell mommy what you do if you're lost in public? I look for a police officer or a family that has kids.
All right, kiddo, you're lost in public, you can't find mom, what do?
I look for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Someone with a lot of tattoos and piercings. Someone who's goth.
That's right, honey. Who else do we look for?
A person of color or a member of the LGBT.
Mom taught you well. Up top, kiddo.
Yeah, that baby might never make it back home. So sad.
You notice that everywhere you look nowadays, there's channelers, mediums, intuitives, animal communicators, and all of these people sharing incredible messages, but nobody out there is talking about what the dinosaurs have to say. So I put this shirt on today, and it hit me. I was like, where are the dinosaurs? How come nobody's talking to the dinosaurs? Now, the thing is they are actually still very much part of our physical existence. Their bones are still in our earth. So a few years ago, I decided to go on Dinosaur Trail, which is where you get to visit a bunch of different dig sites and museums throughout the state of Montana. And while I was preparing this trip, I was really feeling the dino vibes. They started coming to me in my dreams. I could feel their energy, specifically Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus Rex were kind of up in my space. Dinosaur energy really started to creep into my energy healing. And for whatever reason, they kind of just disappeared from my thought. And then I put my shirt on today and it's like, duh, the dinosaurs. They've been coming into my dreams again. I've been seeing them in the clouds. It's like the dinosaurs are back. They have things to share. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts here?
Dinosaurs in dreams? I had a similar experience. Turned out it was just Jurassic Park on TV.
I'm trans, and I am proud of it.
And I support my trans wife every step of the way.
We're sharing this because we want to be open and authentic. And guess what? It's our page.
We are unapologetic and we don't owe anyone an explanation.
This next year or so, there's going to be a lot of steps happening in my transition, whether medical or personal milestones, and I'm excited to share it with all of you.
And if you feel the need to leave, you don't need to announce it, just leave. This is a place of love and respect.
We love each other deeply.
Yes, we do.
This journey is ours.
And it's been a roller coaster for sure.
Yes, it has, and we're stronger for it.
Yes, we are.
Love you.
Love you too.
And we are getting ready to pack up food to serve our houseless friends. We love you all. We thank you, everyone, for all the support we have received. We love you all. Oh my gosh, Becky, look at her butt. I caught you off guard.
Move over, Johnny Bravo. This duo's love story is the real flex.
They're not taking our rights away, they're sending it back to the state. What do you think a right is? What do you think a right is? For something to be a right, it needs to be afforded to everybody indiscriminately, okay? So federally, abortions were allowed to be given to those who sought them out, those who needed them for medical purposes or any other reason. It was a right that everybody had. Sending it back to the states so that each state can decide whether or not they are going to allow that makes it not a right anymore. If there are some places and some people who do not have access to that, it is no longer a right afforded to everybody, no longer a right at all. If gay marriage gets sent back to the states, it is no longer a right. If interracial marriage, like Clarence Thomas wants to relook at, gets sent back to the states, it is no longer a right. What do you think a right is? I hope you get everything you voted.
Pro-choice outrage meets cold constitutional reality. Abortion was never a right, just a policy.
Okay. I tried to listen to The Daily today. I tried to listen to Pod Save America. I tried really hard to listen to Ezra Klein. And I swear to God, if I have to hear one of these white men try to explain away the Democrats need more messaging and they're not appealing to the working class. No, babe. No. Here's the thing. First of all, leave New York. That'll help. It's 3 things. Bear with me here. The first is, if you go to any small rural town, you will know 3 things pretty quickly. They hate women. The women even hate women. I'm so beside myself. The women even hate women. The sleep her way to the top. Every woman I know said that. Not a man. The women said she slept her way to the top. They do not like women. The amount of times, gotten maybe uppity at a bar and been told I was being uppity, and then somebody looks over to my husband and says, "Are you going to come get your girl? I'm some dog to be leashed," is innumerable, okay? They don't like women. The second thing that you will find out to be very true is that they don't like brown people. They think anyone who speaks Spanish as Mexican is going to steal your job. Literally, where do you think that catchphrase, "they took her job," came from? That's a real thing. They really believe that they're going to take your job. And they also believe that black people are going to mug them. Literally, that's what they think. And the third, and probably the most important thing that I need all of these pundits out of New York and DC to realize, they are stupid. These people are dumb. In your own papers over the summer, I read multiple pieces and studies about the illiteracy rate in this country, about whole graduation class showing up to college unable to read. The literal common denominator for reading, the lowest common denominator for most publications is a 3rd grader. My 9-year-old can read better than 25 million Americans. It is not complicated. The Democrats don't need to do anything different. In fact, one might argue that a lot of this context setting comes down to you guys. The amount of times leading up to the election that I heard, "Well, she's been in office for the last 4 years. Why hasn't she done anything?" Well, that's what the Trump supporters think. Without the follow-up from you saying, actually, the vice presidency is symbolic and she has no power. Reference Mike Pence. But y'all never did that. You never followed it up. You just kind of were like, this is what they think. And when you don't follow it up with correcting, it makes that idiocy seem like a fact. Now, I could just be a condescending liberal, a college-educated condescending liberal. That very much is true. Probably. But I guess what I'm saying is the movie Idiocracy is more like a documentary for some of us. I'm surrounded by idiots everywhere. And sometimes the simplest explanation is true. These people are racist, they're misogynist, and they're dumb.
Here's the deal. Your party's falling apart, and it's not because of the opposition. It's you. Your smug, out-of-touch rhetoric is turning people off. Obama made it work. Now you're the one people can't stand.
Hey, Trump supporter, let me ask you, are you happy now? You have control of the Supreme Court. Donald Trump's your new president. You now have the House of Representatives and the Senate, all branches of government under your control. Are you happy? Are you finally happy? You've been promising for the last 10 years you were going to take America back again, that you were going to rule America. Well, you've won. You've won it all. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you dancing? Are you rejoicing? Does it make you feel good that about 90% of all the black folks here in the country feel like their civil rights are in danger? Does that make you happy? Does it make you happy that all gay and lesbian and trans people feel threatened by our government now? Are you happy? Are you happy that the same people, thousands, that built hanging gallows on the steps of the Capitol and shattered windows, killed people, are now back in the highest seats of government? That's what you want? Are you happy? We have a person that Donald Trump wants to appoint as the head of the Justice Department of the United States of America, who's been under investigation for having minor. Are you happy? That's what you wanted for the country? You have a Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, who's going to be the head of Obamacare and HHS and the CDC, that believes that vaccines and medicines that have saved millions of lives are wackadoodle and kooky. That's what you wanted? When you gather in your churches in the morning across the country and you sing about victory in Jesus, and you've made almost half of the other side of the country want to vomit when they think about coming into your churches and your place of worship and the denigration that they see of the Christ that has been done? You rejoice in that? That makes you happy? Yeah. Be happy. Yeah. You won. Be happy.
That's a wrap. Pure madness as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more Woke Watch.